Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is Albadia / Obadiah, WFI Pittsburgh, bringing you another cold cut. But first and foremost, we want to give all glory and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Barakatham. All glory and praises to our Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son. So today's topic is going to be more so on gifts, talents. That's right. Gifts and talents that the Lord have given to you. And are you neglecting them? Or are you being straightforward and bringing them forward and using them to the best of your ability? So with that, let's go ahead and get into it. Ain't no need to prolong it. You know how I get down. Let's go ahead and hop on into it. We're going to start with the book of 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 14. We're going to start there. It's the book of 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 14. Neglect not the gift. Neglect not the gift that is in thee, which was given thee by prophecy, with the laying on the hands of the posterity. The Lord said, neglect not your gift. Because guess what? Everybody that's in the body of Israel have talent, have a gift that we all could bring to the table, and that's what makes up the body, right? But the Lord said, are you neglecting the gift? Are you being slothful in this thing and not bringing your gifts forward? Not doing what you were supposed to do in this truth? Let's go ahead and get into it then. We're going to go to the book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 14. Matthew 25, verse 14. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 14. For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country, who's called his own servants and deliver unto them his goods. And unto one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, to every man according to his several ability. And straightway took his journey. When he that had received the 5 talents went and traded with the same, and made them other 5 talents. So this is a parable of a brother, the Lord giving a brother a gift, and he going out and magnifying his gift, okay? So he was given the gift of 5 talents. So he went out and gained more talents, 5 more talents per se. Okay, reading on. And likewise, he that had received 2, he also gained another 2. But he that had received 1 went and digged in the earth. He went and digged a hole in the ground and hid his Lord's money and hid it. He hid his gift. He didn't come out and explode the world with his gift, bring forth his gift to the world, to brothers that need it, brothers and sisters that's in the truth that need it, but instead, he hid. He hid behind closed doors. He hid behind the computer screen. He took all that information in, but never put out information. Let's go ahead and read. After a long time, the Lord of those servants cometh and reckoneth with them. And so he that had received 5 talents came and brought other 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained beside them 5 talents more. Right? So the Lord came and he put all his talents to use. One of his talents may have been a teacher, teaching to the flock. He out on the highways and hedges. He teach to the flocks. His second talent may be a reader, right? He a powerful reader. So when the next brother step up to the plate and start teaching, he reads for him, and the people understand his reading because he read clear. That's another talent that he got. He may have a third talent, which may be counseling. He may counsel brothers to keep brothers on fire. Brothers that slipping, he just got that ability, that talent to lift brothers up, put them back in the spirit, and have brothers going mighty in the spirit. Have brothers on fire. His other gift may be to record, right? He out there, he's observant. He may be a good recorder on the camcorder for the flock to see, to get edified on YouTube, right? When the word's coming out, he makes sure he's getting it all. He making sure the volume and everything's up, right? He making sure he capturing what the next person is saying. Whenever they ask the question, he makes sure he capture that, and he makes sure he capture when the teacher is giving the answer, right? His fifth talent may be so of hold and post. He hold post nice. He got a talent to hold and post. He's a big man out there, a big Hebrew, right? And he holds it down. He makes sure that nobody come near the servants that's doing their work. Don't come near the reader. Don't come near the teacher. Keep them at bay. You see that? When things get out of order, he kind of be the one that calm it down. Those 5 talents, man. This is a parable going into brothers using their talents. So from that, we're going to go ahead and read on. Verse 20. And so he had received 5 talents, came and brought other 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained beside them 5 talents more. His Lord said unto him, Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Ain't that what we want to hear, Israel? Moving on. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of the Lord. Enter on into the kingdom of heaven. Verse 22. He also that had received 2 talents came and said, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have gained 2 other talents besides them. So this brother may be on the highways and hedges, but he's never stationary. He's always on the move. He's giving the word. He's teaching the word. He got a crew with him, but they never stay in one spot and teach. He's always on the move teaching, right? He got his reader with him, right? And his second talent is they bring food with them. They make sandwiches prepared for the Sabbath day. So when they go out and teaching the poor, those that need or hungry, he give them sandwiches, give them something to eat, and they give them water, right? Those is who his 2 talents. So he that type of person that's roaming around. You could bump heads with him anywhere, right? And he's feeding the flock. He's doing what he's supposed to do. That was the talent that the Lord gave unto him. All right? Read it on. Verse 22 again. He also that had received 2 talents came and said, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have gained 2 other talents besides them. His Lord said unto him, Well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of the Lord. Enter thou into the kingdom of heaven. Verse 24. Then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew thee that thou art an hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast not strowed. And I was afraid, and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, that is thine. So this brother, the Lord gave talent to. Now his talent could have been anything, but we would never know. Because he hid it. He hid it. He hid it from the sheep. Okay, it's like the Lord giving every brother's, this parable goes into certain brothers may have more talents than other brothers. The Lord gives you what you need, what you can handle. Certain brothers are able to handle 5 talents. Certain brothers can only handle 2 talents. But you got them, the brothers that can only handle 1 talent. Whatever talent you may have, bring it to the table. Believe you me, it helps, Israel. We need all hands on deck out here. We out here to wake up the 12 tribes of the house of Israel, man. We were trying to see this 1/3 and 144 sealed, man. So we can get up out of here. Lord willing, we make the kingdom, right? So when it comes to the gifts, don't hide. Don't be that brother on YouTube watching all the videos, right? Getting all the information, studying, writing them down, right? Know the prophecies in and out. But don't give back. We have to give back. The Lord blessed us with talent so we can take it for ourselves and well as give to others. So let's go ahead and see what the Lord said about that thing for you brothers that hold back. But for one thing, let me go ahead and finish this though. So this is the book of Matthew chapter 25, verse 26. And his Lord answered and said unto him, Thou wicked and slothful servant, thou knowest that I reap where I sow not, and gather where I have not strowed. He said, you wicked and slothful servant. He didn't tell the servant that didn't help the flock, that didn't feed the sheep. He didn't tell that servant to come on in. Notice, he didn't say that to that servant. He called him wicked and slothful for holding back the gift that God gave him, man. So we can't be slothful in this thing. We can't be slothful, Israel. Let's go ahead and get into this. We'll go to the book of Sirach, chapter 2, verse 12. This is Sirach, chapter 2, verse 12. Woe be to the fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinner that goeth 2 ways. Woe, destruction, be to the fearful hearts and faint hands. Fearful hearts is you not telling people or correcting people and showing them where they're going off at. That's a fearful heart. That's a fearful heart when you don't want to go out into the highways and hedges and face the elements. Right? Not using your gift is faint hands. You don't want to get your hands dirty. But you will soak up this information though. You will do that real good. Let me go ahead and read that again. The book of Sirach, chapter 2, verse 12. Woe be to the fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinner that goeth 2 ways. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not. Therefore shall he not be defended. So the Lord is not going to defend you, right? When you got that gift and you neglect it, you got a gift to put work in, but you don't feed the sheep. You don't feed the flock. You hold that into yourself. We're not to do that. While I'm here in Sirach, let me get Sirach 33:17. While I'm here, let me get the book of Sirach, chapter 33, verse 17. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 33, verse 17. Consider that I labor not for myself only, but for all them that seek learning. So when we learn and obtain this information, it's our job to pick this information out, not hold on to it for ourselves and say to hell with everybody else. I'm going to make sure I get the kingdom. You being the individual life. You're not doing Zephaniah 2 and 1. You're not gathering yourselves together. You're not doing what the Bible say. You following some things and some things you don't follow. We're not to be like that, Israel. So we're going to go ahead and move to the next topic. The next topic is, do you put the Lord first? Do you truly put the Lord first? Let's get into it. It's the book of Matthew chapter 10 verse 37. Book of Matthew chapter 10 verse 37. It's the book of Matthew chapter 10 verse 37. And it reads, He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. Now, when it talks about putting the Lord first, are you that brother that your car, are you that brother first off, when you wake up, you on a routine, okay? You on a routine. You wake up in the morning, you put 2 hours, you dedicate 2 hours every day to the Lord, right? You wake up, you pray. You wake up, when you wake up after you pray, you read. You study a little bit, and then you start your day. Now, are you that brother that when your car breaks down, you stop serving the Lord because you can't get to work and you worry about the carnal things of this world? Or do you still step up and do your same routine, and after your routine is put in, then you go forth and do what you got to do to get your car prepared and go get to work? These are the things we got to take heed of, Israel. Okay? I'm going to read that again, the book of Matthew chapter 10 verse 37. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. Do you put your family before the Lord? Is you that man that's extremely busy? When you wake up, you got to take your children to school. You go to work. When you get off of work, you pick the children up. You go with your family and put that family time in. And after you put that family time in, you go and work out. Then after you work out, you slump for the night, so you got to lay it down. So your schedule is kind of too busy to get to the Lord. Are you that type of brother? Or are you that brother that will make a routine? Wake up 2 hours early. Pray. Read. Study. Then start your day. Drop the children off at school. Go to work. Get off of work. Go pick the children up. Have that family time. Then go work out. Then come home and repeat that cycle. Because if you're repeating that cycle, then yes, you put the Lord first. Because you're on a routine. That's why it's best for us to be on a routine. Or are you that brother or sister that get cheated on? You do your routine, you wake up, you pray, you read, you study. But for this particular time, you find out your loved one cheated on you. Your wife or your husband cheated on you, now you down. Are you that brother or sister that when that happens, it breaks your routine? Now instead of waking up 2 hours early, you kind of lay there and get extra sleep. You can't take your mind, Satan all messing with your mind and your thoughts. You can't get this out of this head. How can he or she do this to me? You still do your routine. You go, take your children to school, go to work, get off of work, pick your children up, right? Have family time, go and work out, and throughout the whole day you thinking on that scenario of what happened, you dwelling on that? Because if you are that brother or sister, you're not putting the Lord first. Let's go ahead and read on. We're going to go to the book of what I want. We're going to go to Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5. Proverbs 3, verse 5. That's why we got to put the Lord first. Yes, a lot of too many people be making these excuses, man, and the Lord is not going to be hearing them excuses when that time of danger come, that time of trouble come, man. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all thy heart, and lean not on thy own understanding. When we trust in the Lord, we're going to stick to our routine, no matter what happens, right? No matter what happens, we're going to trust in the Lord and know that the Lord is going to make it right, because the Lord is over us. The closer we get to the Lord, the more better off we are. The farther we stray away from the Lord, the worse we are, right? So I'm going to read that again and move on. It's the book of Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not on thine own understanding. I'm going to go to the book of Matthew. Matthew chapter 16, verse 24. Matthew 16, verse 24. This is the book of Matthew. Chapter 16, verse 24. And it reads, Then said Yahushua unto his disciples, If any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his own cross and follow me. When we take up our own cross and follow the Lord, we got to endure our own temptations, right? The same way the Lord had to endure temptations, right? He was tempted on a high mountain. We get tempted. And that was just a one scenario, but don't think that was just the only time he got tempted. So we got to carry up our cross and go through this tribulation, right? Because it was told aforetime, these are the things that we was going to have to do. The kingdom come not by observation, but we got to work for the kingdom, right? We all know by now that we are in a battlefield. And on a battlefield, you don't just sit with your feet up, okay? So I'm going to go to the book of Ephesians, chapter 6 and 12. It's the book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 12. Remember, this topic is, do you put the Lord first? Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. And it reads, For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day. And having done all to stand, stand therefore, having your loins girded about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod of the preparations of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation, and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of Yahweh. So, we must examine ourselves. We have to examine ourselves. Every now and then, we got to examine ourselves. And when I say every now and then, I don't mean every 6 months. Maybe within a year, you examine yourself. No, we got to examine ourselves. How about examining yourself every week? Say, what can I do better? And what, dwell on what you have done and things that you can get better in. You got to examine yourself. If my mind's starting to stray off, if I'm getting too slothful in this thing, we all know. When you examine yourself, I know when I'm getting kind of slothful, I know to pick up the pace, We got to examine ourselves, okay? That's part of growing. Now, I'm going to go ahead to the next topic, which is, are you lukewarm in this thing? Are you lukewarm? It's a lot of brothers that's lukewarm. And a lot of the times, the lukewarm brothers always be the brothers that fall out. It's either when you get to that lukewarm spirit, it's either you're going to fall or you're going to bounce back. It's the book of Revelations. What I want. Lukewarm 3:16. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 16. So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth. So we can't be cold. We can't be cold and hot. Now, we're going to fall, but when we're on fire, we want to stay on fire, all right? Always compare things to heat. Your stove, gas stove, you got the fire. You got the high, you got the medium, and you got low. When you on high, you on fire, all the way turned up. When you on medium, you still good, but you want to kind of stay between that high and that medium. You do not want to go below medium to low, and you edging around in there, in between medium and low. If you edging and going swaying in between medium and low, you in that lukewarm status. Examine yourself, Israel. I'm going to go to the book of Ecclesiastes. Lord have mercy. Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 18. Ecclesiastes 10, verse 13. And it reads, 10 verse 18. By much slothfulness the building decayeth, and thou idleness of the hands the house droppeth through. Let me read that again. It's the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 18. By much slothfulness the building decayeth. So it's giving an analogy of a building, of a house that you got to keep up. You know, no matter what we get, the things of this world we got to keep up with. Whether it's a car, you got to keep up with your car. You got to buff it, you got to wash it. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep it clean. Whether it's a house. If you slothfulness and you're not worrying about painting, fixing the fixtures, all it's going to do is just keep getting worse and worse and worse. If you don't cut the grass, then the vines and everything is going to just get worse and worse and worse. It's going to start looking tacky. Went from a beautiful building to kind of an ugly building because you slothful and you don't want to pick up the pace or do nothing about it. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10, verse 18. By much slothfulness the building decayeth, and through idleness of hands the house droppeth through. Idle, you just idle. You comfortable where you at. You ain't trying to be on fire. You ain't trying to be in the middle of medium and high. You cool where you at. You learn a little bit here, you know, here and there. You know, you pray here and there. But you idle. You got to stand still. We can't be at a standstill. When you examine yourself, make sure you're not at a standstill.